Hi, good evening. Hang on, I'm on the wrong side here. That's better. I feel a bit better now. I was a bit dizzy there. I was on the wrong side of the road. Right. Hi, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home of Tottenham, the past, the present, and a confusing, uncertain, rarely future. And listen, before we get into the preview for the Tottenham Man United game, me and Philip have a bit of a statement to make. Now, I did a stream yesterday where I did call for Levy and Enoch to leave to go. Now we've kept our powder dry on this channel. We've always tried to keep down the middle. We've never been one way or the other. But Philip, we've now made a decision, haven't we? And I'm sure Ellie's behind us on this as well. Where do we stand now? And I think we are sort of Levy out now, aren't we? But not to the extreme of calling for his head on a spike. We just want change for Tottenham, don't we?
Yeah, I think we've been watching developments very carefully over the last few weeks, and I think since the Conte situation arose and him being relieved of his duties, Tellini coming into place, it appears there's so much wrong with our club at the moment that it's come to the stage where we have to make a stand on it, and like every possible business in the world, the buck stops with the chairman. And I'm afraid we've come to the conclusion that the way forward for Tottenham Hotspur at the moment is for Daniel Levy to relieve himself of his duties, whether that means selling the club or whatever. But I think he has to stand down as chairman as a first move in the hopefully bright future for Tottenham. But there is no bright future as long as he is in charge.
No, but we're not calling for his head and his spike or anything, are we? We're just genuinely.
No. We just want an orderly transition.
Yeah.
To a chairman or an owner that has a vision for the club that doesn't just mean making money for his company. We want a chairman that wants Tottenham to win trophies, that's prepared to invest his money and his time in the club, which has happened at numerous other clubs recently, and we're going to be left behind unless somebody replicates what's been happening at other clubs. I won't mention the clubs, you know who they are.
Yeah. And look, I think we already are left behind, Philip, and I think next season is going to be a very, very long season ahead for whoever we buy, whoever puts in charge. But look, that's how we stand, me and Philip and Ellie on this channel. THFC Till I Die is now Levy out, Enoch out. But we want a transition of an orderly transition, either, as Philip said, either he sells the club or he steps down himself. We're not going to go to the extreme like some other people have. We'll always keep a balanced opinion on this channel. We'll always try to see both sides of the argument. People that are Levy in and don't think Levy should go, people that Levy should go. We'll always keep a balanced argument on this channel. We'll always welcome everyone on here. But that's the statement from us. As from now, we've had enough. Philip's had enough. If you put me and Philip's ages together, and we've supported Tottenham for well over 100 years, we've had enough. And I urge everyone to watch the Steve Perriman podcast, because for me, he hits the nail on the head. Philip, just very quickly, this is the last thing on this part of this bit on the Levy thing. Back in the day where a manager was to come in, say like a Bill Nick or a Terry Neal or a Keith Birkinshaw, or even like a Peter Shreves, there was only one layer, as Steve Perriman put it. It was the manager, the board of directors. That's it. Do you think there's too many layers now in the football club? You've got the chairman, you've got the board of directors, you've got the director of football, or the man in charge of the football side. Then you've got the club secretary. Then you've got another layer, and then the manager. Do you think clubs are too complicated now, where back in the day it was just the manager and the chairman, and that's it?
Yeah, they are. The things are, there are too many levels, but I think it's just a sign of the times. It's the way football has moved on over the years. Like back in the 60s, 50s and 60s, football was a sport. Now it's become big business. with the money that can be made for people to buy into the clubs. So there has, by necessity, there probably has to be a few more layers of bureaucracy if you want. But I think what's maybe getting lost in translation is the manager and the chairman should be the only two that affect the football side of things, really, or the manager and the director of football if there is one. I think it's become a little bit too complex, if you like. I mean, back in the day, I remember seeing a documentary about, was it Derby County, whenever Brian Clough took over. I think the chairman was going to help clean up the dressing room after the match, stuff like that. Can you imagine Daniel Levy going down and sweeping out the dressing room? It's that mind boggles at that one now. But no, I think what Tottenham need is now, Daniel Levy. Okay, while we're talking, he's still the chairman of the club and will be for wherever, we don't know how long.
Yeah.
What he does now over the next couple of weeks is going to map Spurs' future for the next 5 years. The appointment that he makes as manager or head coach or whatever way you want to call it, really, really is so important. And I'm sure we'll talk about that further on down the line. But it appears we've lost Pochettino. So he is not part of the even being considered for the job, as far as I can see. I saw a very funny article yesterday where Ralph Rangnick, the guy that managed Manchester United, was telling Julian Nagelsmann that he should take the Tottenham job because it's a great project and all this. And the second part of the interview, oh yeah, by the way, Tottenham need a good director of football, which just happens to be his job. So talking about putting your name forward. I mean, it's so blatant. But then that being said, those two guys could be a very potent combination at Tottenham. As long as Rangnick kept away from the team side of things regarding the tactics and that. Let Nagelsmann do that. Rangnick is a good director of football. He's just not a good manager of a football team.
No.
So anyway, that's one for the future. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
We'll see. Just one more question on this, Philip. It just came into my head. Could you imagine Brian Clough and Daniel Levy if Brian Clough was the manager, in his heyday, right? Like he was in the 70s and 80s, right? And he was the manager of Tottenham now with Daniel Levy. Could you imagine every news story that come out of Tottenham every day? It'd be fucking hilariously, wouldn't it? It'd be hilariously funny.
I can imagine Daniel Levy being a regular visitor to the A&E at Tottenham Hospital after Clough belted him one. That's all I can say. You've seen the video of back in the day when he was managing Forest and the fans invaded the pitch and he hit one of them a box in the mouth to try and get him off the pitch. I mean, Brian Clough is capable of doing anything,
Yeah. I saw in one video, right, and I love watching 70s football. I love that era of football, and it's matched in the 70s, right? But I watched this documentary on Brian Clough, who I'm a big fan of. I'm a big admirer of Brian Clough and what he done at Derby and Nottingham Forest and him and Peter Taylor. And I think he was at Derby, he was at Forest, and he had Trevor Francis. They were doing the training thing, and Trevor Francis, the first £1 million footballer, he shouts for the touchline. Something like, I can do better than that. You're a disgrace. He said, if you're a dog, I shoot you. Do you know what? This is a man. Even the day they signed him, he's there with his badminton racket, right? He's playing badminton. And he went over, they kept him an hour. There's Trevor Francis with his missus in his fur coat, first £1 million football. There's Brian Clough, comes wandering in with his badminton racket and whacks him on the head with it.
Yeah. He also liked meeting up with people in motorway service station car parks, as long as they had a brown envelope with them.
Yeah, but that was just for sausage rolls, Philip. That was sausage rolls and fries.
Absolutely, yeah. He was a big fan of sausage rolls,
Just before, look, I just want to touch allegedly. I want to touch this very quickly. If you could pick any manager, say Brian Clough was to come, say Brian Clough and Peter Taylor came to Tottenham after Bill Nick, right? Say he didn't go to Derby, he came to Tottenham. Do you think he would have done at Tottenham what he did at Derby and Nottingham Forest, respectively?
Yeah, I've no doubt he would have. Brian Clough was a magician when it came to getting, let's face it, he turned average players into world beaters at both those clubs. I mean, for Derby County to win the title the year after they got promoted, That was incredible. And winning the European Cup twice with Nottingham Forest. I mean, that's boys' own. That's the Roy of the Rovers stuff, really. You know. So yeah, he was, and he was underrated. I think maybe why a lot of people didn't like Brian Clough was he was a nonconformist. He didn't stick to the rules that was generally accepted for football managers at the time. He was a renegade. He was a one-off. He didn't give a toss who he offended.
No.
But look what happened. He got the results. You know. And you know, he was. I think the only trophy that eluded him. Now, correction is the FA Cup. And we made sure he didn't get that in '91 when we beat them in '91. So, yeah, I mean, Brian Clough. I mean, anyone that hasn't seen that film, The Damn United,
please see it.
Suggest watch it. It's absolutely brilliant.
Your man,
Michael Sheen, is absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Brian Clough, brilliant.
He's very good as Tony Blair as well. Actually, to be fair to him.
Yeah, but they're kind of similar looking guys, similar builds and everything, you know. But worth a watch. Anytime it comes on TV, I always make sure I watch it.
If you're on YouTube, please watch Match of the 70s. It's got Dennis Waterman. He presents it, but the music and the football is just unreal. And of course, Dave Mackay went for Tottenham to Derby and won a league title with them as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
And managed them as well, and who won Derby he won the league title as a manager at Derby as well.
Yeah, I remember the game he came back to White Hart Lane as a Derby player, and he probably got the best reception any visiting player ever got at any ground. He was just loved them.
Was that the game where the pitch looked like like we're at the beach? It was just full of sand everywhere. Jimmy Greaves. Yeah, it's Jimmy Greaves' last goal he scored for Tottenham.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, Philip, look, that's enough about Brian Clough and Derby and Nottingham Forest and Levy in, Levy out, or Levy up your ass, whatever. I don't know. Just I want my Spurs back. So do you. Should we get on with it? Now we have a little game tonight. Not a major game.
Yeah, there's some teams from the north of England coming down. I haven't really heard much about them. They're called Manchester United.
I don't know.
He said in great trepidation.
Yeah. Haven't been the same since Fergie left, let's be fair. Though I think Ten Hag is like the new Fergie myself. But anyway, Philip, he's a good lad. This is the starting lineup. Well, the predicted starting lineup tonight, because Ryan Mason taken over from the assistant who got sacked after Tottenham were brilliant. We sacked the manager, then we sacked the assistant who took over from the manager. And then we put another assistant who was assistant to the assistant who got sacked for the manager who was sacked.
I'm getting confused here now with all this.
I don't think I've ever seen this disorganized. But anyway, this is the team. I think it's this. This is the team to face Man United. Predicted lineup. Philip, what do you think of it? They always
Well, I tell you one thing, if there's not a reaction tonight after that, I don't know what to call that, but it wasn't a performance. You couldn't get performance. It'd be an insult to the word performance if you used it to describe Tottenham on Sunday. That aberration that they put up against Newcastle. First of all, Hugo Lloris cannot play for Tottenham ever again after that abject, crass, half-hearted apology he made to the fans on Sunday. And he said we should probably apologize to the fans. Now, in all fairness, the team has come out since and refunded the ticket price for the 3,000 fans that went up there. So that was a small gesture. You saw Foster in goal, absolutely, definitely. Now, the back three, Longley, Dyer and Romero, that's probably the best three we've got. The worry I have at the moment is Perisic at wing back or left back, whatever you want to call it. Ivan Perisic is not a defender. And as such, Longley is going to have his work cut out covering him in the back. Romero Porro is a bit of a baptism of fire. He got very heavily criticised on Sunday as well, you know. Skip and Sarr in the middle with Højbjerg slightly further forward. That's a change in tactic there. And that's one that I think I agree with, because I think Højbjerg is better going slightly more advanced of the defensive line there. And Papa Sarr deserves to get back in after the way he had to be hooked on Sunday. Kulusevski's the one to miss out up front. I think that's quite okay because he has done nothing for us in the last 2 or 3 months anyway. He may as well not be playing. So Son and Kane are the strong men. So
Mm.
it'll be interesting to see how they work that formation. But one thing you can absolutely sure of, Manchester United are going to come at us like a rat up a drain pipe
Oh
from the
God, yeah.
first match tonight. And we cannot afford to concede early like we did against Newcastle. I'm talking about Derby again. I mean, if you went away to make a cup of tea on Sunday, you'd be 3-0 down by the time the kettle boiled. That's how bad it was. It cannot happen tonight. There's got to be 100% reaction, and we need to go at them at the start rather than let them get at us.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'm going to stop from that minute. I've got a bit of breaking news here, Philip, about the management situation.
All right.
Spurs, this is the latest I've got. Spurs are holding talks and trying to finalise talks with the number one target this week. But with games, it looks to spill into next week. Okay, right. Yeah. So
it is no.
I know who it is, but I can't say because I promised them I wouldn't say.
Right. Okay.
But
well,
I'll put it.
I think we all kind of hope that it's Nagelsmann.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see in that. So yeah, we have to see on that one, Philip. I'm just sending you this now, Philip, so you have it on you. So in case on the fan show tonight. So I've just sent you that now.
Okay.
On your WhatsApp. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's look, I understand what you're saying, Philip, but the question I have here, right? Foster in goal, I agree with. Dyer, look, we got no one else to put the centre of defence. Longley and Romero, I think are starters anyway. Perisic,
yeah,
he's useless, but you got to play him. Skippy and Sarr in the middle, I think it's a good combination. The two young lads who played well against AC Milan in Milan, them two together. I thought they did a brilliant job. Porro, I think, is one for the future. Højbjerg, I think playing him in front of behind the front two, I think is a good decision by him because he is a good player in that position. And then got Sonny and Kane. Out of that starting 11, Philip, who do you think will? How many of that start 11 will start the first game next season?
Right. Okay. Well, Foster won't probably because I'm sure. Well, we might not have a replacement signed by then. Longley, I hope we keep him. So I think Longley will. Romero will. Dyer, I don't know. It depends if we get a new centre back in. If we do, he won't start. Perisic will be going back to Inter Milan. The one thing I'll just say about Perisic, he's not a good defender, but he's created and assisted in a lot of goals going forward. So while his defensive work is suspect, there's nothing wrong with his attacking play, So he's a 50-50 sort of on that. Skip and Sarr will be definitely there or thereabouts. Porro definitely. Højbjerg, yes, will still be there. Son and Kane, well, I think we may be resigned to maybe losing one of them. Probably Harry Kane. We just don't know. Son will probably stay. So you think about if Kane does go, we do have Richarlison to slip into his position. Richarlison never really had the chance to play where he likes to play, right through the middle. So we might not be, losing Harry Kane would be an absolute disaster. But it'd be just like Richarlison to come in and hit the form that we know he's capable of to replace him. So I'd say there's probably only 2 or 3 of that squad. 2 or 3 of that team won't be. I'm not saying they won't start the first game. They will still be around the club.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Philip. I do agree with you on that. Where do we? Hang on, just let me do this. Sorry, I'm just trying to. I'll do it in a minute. Where do we go from? How can the team play so badly on Sunday, Philip, and then tonight? What are you expecting from the crowd tonight? Has the crowd got a big role to play tonight to drag us forward, to bring us forward into this win?
It has the crowd that play a massive role, and that's why the start of the game is so important. If Spurs can start on the front foot, maybe nick an early goal, that will get the crowd up and running and really on their side. But my big fear is, and this could easily happen, if Manchester United come at us, which they will do, or try to, and they score early, then the atmosphere in that stadium is going to become as toxic as it's ever been in my time supporting Spurs. The crowd is on a knife edge, and it can go either way. And I hope it goes the positive way, because if it goes the negative way, that team will not want to be on the pitch listening to what's going to happen, what they're going to be subject to tonight. You know, the worst thing that could happen to Tottenham tonight would be get another 3 or 4-0 beating. That would be absolutely disastrous for us.
Also, of course, there is a protest outside the club shop at 5:30 tonight. Do you think, as a fan base, do you think tonight they might use tonight as a protest within the ground to Daniel Levy, that if it did go wrong, it will be loads of Levy out or fans walking out? It's okay doing these protests or doing these actions when nobody turns up. Does something have to happen within the ground for him to take any notice of? I mean, Dave Harrison, the Irish Hotspur, has called for people not to go tonight. You got different people. What did the fans have to do tonight? Say we go 3-0 down, right? Just use that as an example, Philip. What did the fans do? If you were there and you were unhappy, would you walk out after, say, half an hour if we're 3-0 down?
I'd be tempted to. I don't think I would. I don't think I could ever leave a game early. I mean, I don't blame the fans in Newcastle for doing it, because that was just a terrible situation for them to be in. I don't know would I leave, but it's the crowd. The fans the team might not notice fans leaving the seats, but they will certainly notice the booing if it comes down.
Yeah,
the booing is more soul destroying, if you like, than people walking out and going home. I think what's going to swing tonight is if the fans see that there's a genuine improvement on Sunday, and let's face it can't get any worse. It has to be better, slightly better anyway. If they react to the team and give them backing, then fair enough. As for not going to the game tonight, that's not going to hit Spurs in the pocket, because the tickets have been paid for already, so that's not going to work. But then again, the visuals of having, like, Wembley got awful criticism for the FA Cup semi-finals last weekend for having 20,000 empty seats at the it was the United Brighton, no, it was Man City and Sheffield United game.
Yeah.
So the visuals tonight of loads of empty seats in the stand, and you can be absolutely sure BT are ready for this, and they will have cameras situated to show the gaps, and they will exploit it to their because BT and Sky are no fans of Spurs. So anything they can do to knock us down, they will. So whether that would have a detrimental effect, I don't know. Personally, I hope the fans stay, support the team up to a point where you can't support them, or if we're losing heavily, and but make the Levy out chance. That's that Daniel Levy will hear those. They need to be kept going the whole game. That's the most potent thing for Daniel Levy. I don't think people are going to have placards Levy out, like United fans have for Glazers. That would be a help as well. But I think it's the calling for his head is going to be the thing that's going to hit him most and affect him most. And you saw the way he scurried off down the tunnel at Newcastle. Didn't even go back through the director's box. So obviously he was affected by what happened on Sunday. So keep it going tonight. Let him know what we think.
And we know BT Sport and Sky Sports are your favourite channels anyway. So there we go. So we know you love them. Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's
I love
the
way
crowd.
that no Arsenal fans, no Arsenal ex-players doing it.
No, that's true. That's true. And poor old Arteta be crying into his bottles this morning.
Oh well, poor Lego man. He's even going to change his T-shirt, I believe. He's going to wear another black T-shirt. He's been wearing the same one since August.
Jesus.
So
anyway, very quickly, Philip, before we end off this pre-match stream, this is the running. Of course, we've got Man United tonight. Then we've got Liverpool away on Sunday, and then we're at Palace, Villa, who are up to above us in the league. Now we're down to 7th. Then we've got Brentford, who beat Chelsea last night, and then Leeds, who could need a win or result on the last game of the season.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest of run-ins for us.
No, it's not. I mean, Liverpool are coming into some form now. They're really threatening us. Crystal Palace are no dozers either. I mean, they've gone. They went to Leeds and won 5-1. Villa is the one that concerns me. I have an awful feeling Villa could turn into another Newcastle unless we're very careful, because they're unbeaten in 10 matches now. Brentford, went to Chelsea last night. I mean, I don't think we can let this go without congratulating Chelsea on a miraculous, brilliant performance since they appointed Frank Lampard. 5 games, 5 losses. And yet there's hardly a word about it. Tottenham are the team in crisis. It's crazy.
I know.
Brentford's not going to be easy. And Leeds United, we could be in a situation at Leeds where we need to win to get into Europe and they need to win to stay up. So that could be a hell of a game.
It could be. How many points do you think out of the last 6?
Oh God, I'm going to go 9.
So, all right, let's go through them one by one, Philip. Here for you, Man United tonight.
A lose, I'm afraid.
Liverpool away.
Lose.
Palace at home.
Win.
Villa away.
Lose.
Brentford home.
Win.
Leeds United away.
Win. And the only reason I'm putting Brentford to win at home, because I think the last 2 games of the season we'll know exactly what we have to do. Yeah. And I think we will get a reaction then. Although Brentford are no doubt either. They could be pushing for Europe, which is unbelievable when you think about it.
It is.
So I think 9 points is the most we can make, and like 12 if we're lucky. But I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we hit a run. Yeah. We beat Manchester United tonight. It's time we did the job on Liverpool at Anfield, because we owe them one.
We do owe them one. For me, I think we'll get a win tonight against Man United. I think we'll lose against Liverpool. We'll beat Palace. I agree with you. I think we'll lose against Villa. I can't see us beating Villa. They're in great form. Unbeaten in the last 10 games as well, Philip, which is that's a turnaround of the season. That's the turnaround for the season for me. Draw against Brentford. I can't see us beating Brentford. As I've stated before, I wish Thomas Frank would come and manage us. I love the way he sets his team up at Brentford. I love his philosophy as well. And then Leeds, I think we're going to lose to Leeds, because Leeds will, if Leeds need a win, Ellen Road is not a game for the faint-hearted to go to.
No.
They're
not a good team, Leeds. They're not a good team.
They're not a good team, but can you imagine if they needed something, them fans behind them at Ellen Road?
Although, look, we went up there last season. And we buried them 4-0. So, and what I saw them playing this season, they're there for the taking. The team is.
Then they beat us 3-1.
No, we beat them 4-0 last season. Do you remember Sonny and Kane got the record of that game for the most assists in the Premiership?
Was that at home? Didn't we lose to them away?
No, we beat them 4-3 this season, but last season we went up there and beat them 4-0 in April, I think.
I thought they beat. What did I see the other day?
They did the season before. The season before they beat us, yeah.
Oh yeah, did yeah. Sorry, Philip. Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? Yeah. Just to summarize things, like this time last season, we were on a high. We were on a roll. We were pulling points back off Arsenal. We got it. Now it's a sad situation, really, when the most joyful thing that Tottenham fans can aspire to at the moment is watching the decline and the bottle job that Arsenal have done again.
I know.
It's quite sad, really, that our only consolation at the minute is watching Arsenal get hammered last night. So hopefully we can rectify that tonight.
Yeah, we will do a pre-season or post-season show, you, me, and Elliot. We went into this season with so much optimism, with so much hope, and so much enthusiasm of we were going to do this. We had chances to win the FA Cup. We had chances to win the League Cup. It's been one hell of a bad season. But look,
it's been a shit.
It has. And look, we need a result. If we get a result tonight, then top 4 is a bit back on. If we lose tonight, it's all over. Then we're just fighting for the UEFA.
I think top 4 is. I think even if we win tonight, even if we win on Sunday as well, top 4 is gone. Most we can hope for is 5th or 6th, and I have a sneak suspicion we're going to finish 7th.
Would that mean no European football? Then would you be happy with that?
No, we'll be in the champ. We'll be in the conference if we come 7th.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, listen, Philip, you and me are back later for the watch along with Colum and Man United fans joining us. So I'm looking forward to that. Should be a bit of fun.
Yeah, I'm just getting I'm getting my couch ready to hop in behind it whenever goals start going in.
I have my pillow ready. So, you know, Philip's got new internet as well. Mr. Musk is swinging around his house with his satellite. So
Yeah,
how does that
hopefully it
work,
works.
by the way? Just very quickly, just explain to people about this Musk satellite system.
It's Starlink. It's a Starlink system. I've got a dish on the highest point of the house here that's literally pointing straight up, and it tracks the satellites. There's about 500 satellites circling the Earth that Elon Musk has put up there. They're only 500 kilometers up in the sky, which means the normal satellite you get your internet from is 35,000 kilometers up. So it's much closer to Earth. It's supposed to be a lot quicker. Now, it is quicker for me at the minute, but the dish moves with the satellites. It tracks the satellites and then comes in through the normal router into the thing. So it's all wireless at the moment. I have no cables, but so far so good anyway. So I'm not a fan of Elon Musk, but I think it's fair dues to him for inventing this system.
So you haven't nicked your satellite from the end of Dublin Airport like in Only Fools and Horses where they have it on the balcony?
No, I haven't. No, I didn't have to go that far. No, I didn't actually. No.
But if
go down to Knock Airport and see if they've got any spare ones.
But if a plane does start heading to your house, just unplug it.
Well, actually, the plane, would you believe it? We're right on the flight path for New York and Boston here.
Yeah.
Planes about 12 midday, all the planes heading to America. So, you know, some of them start trying to land on the main street. I know there's something wrong.
So when you were flying to New York, you just looked over. Oh, look, there's our house there. Look to America.
Well, actually, my daughter flew to Boston a couple of weeks ago, and I was tracking the flight, and it literally flew straight over the house. I didn't wave up at her.
Oh, that's classic. That's classic. Anyway, Philip, what's your score prediction for tonight? Come on.
Oh, 2-1 to United. And I say that reluctantly because I normally go for a Spurs win, but I'm just not in the form for think we're going to do it tonight.
No, I'm going for a 2-1 win for Spurs. I
hope you're right. I hope you're right.
But listen, we're back tonight at 7:45. Well, no, 8 o'clock because it's a 8:15 kickoff for watch along me and Philip. And then afterwards, we will be doing the fan show. Philip and Ellie will be taking your calls to come on, have your say about all things Levy, Tottenham, the running, everything. So look out for that tonight. We've got few shows coming up, haven't we, Philip? We were going to do a new show starting up called Loan Watch, where we're going to do a 15-minute pre-record of all the players out on loan. And then, of course, we've got the pre-match, the post-match, the watch-alongs. Me and Philip's second part, Why I Miss My Tottenham, which is coming back as well, which we'll do live. And then we're going to try next season to get more fans from other clubs to come on the channel. So Colin tonight from FTSN. He's a Man United fan, so I'm looking forward to him watching the match with him and having a bit of banter. Where I think I'll have to be the referee between himself and Philip.
I don't know. I'd be very courteous, you know, to him. I mean, I appreciate him. Colin's a good guy now. You know, he's fair. He's fair. That's probably the best way.
Yeah, he is fair. But anyway, we're back tonight at 8. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and whatever you do, come on, you Spurs. Right.